Once upon a time, a boy goes to Oxford University. He's walking in the gardens of the university and he admires the garden very much. It's beautiful, lush, green, flowers everywhere. He's walking there and he sees a very old gardener mending the gardens, taking care of the gardens. So he goes to the old man and he says, "Hello, sir, your gardens are very beautiful. How do you create such a beautiful garden?" The old man says, "Oh, sir, it's very easy. You water the plants, you weed it a little bit once in a while, um, and you continue to do that for 100 years, and you have a garden like this." Hello, folks. My name is Neil, and welcome to the Stock Market Fundamentals video series. Today, we are going to talk about a very interesting topic: investment ideas for young professionals who have just started their career. Now, I understand that the generation today is a lot more investment savvy than it used to be in my time. To be honest, I started my investment journey quite late. So let's talk about it a little bit. There are three steps to starting your investment journey. Step one, decide how much you want to invest on a monthly basis. Step two, stock picking. Step three, invest. Let's look at each step in a little more detail. Step one, decide your investment amount. Now, this is a very, very personal decision. Somebody might decide that they want to invest a specific amount, let's say 5,000 or 10,000 rupees every month. Somebody might decide that they will invest a certain percentage of their income. So if they're earning 50,000 rupees and they have an expenditure of roughly 35, 40,000 rupees a month, then they may decide that they will invest about 10% to 15% of their income every month. So 15% every month. Now, the advantage of investing 15% or a specific percentage of their income on a regular basis is that as your income increases, your investment also increases. So when your income becomes 1 lakh from 50,000, your investment from 7,500 becomes 15,000, and so on and so forth. So that is step one. Now, it's very important for you to be disciplined on step one. Once you have decided that this is how much you would like to invest every month, you need to make sure that you invest that much every month. So be very careful about the amount that you decide. Don't be too um, ambitious about how much you want to invest. And, and do be aggressive a little bit. One of the biggest powers of investment early is the cumulative power of your investments. The longer time they stay invested, the more the money grows, the more it multiplies. So you don't have to be very aggressive with your investments. Even if it is a very small amount, you will be surprised how much it can grow over a long period of time. So step one is decide your investment amount. Now, step two is find a list of good stocks or stock picking. You will hear people talk about mutual funds. And while mutual funds are also a very good way of investing, personally, I feel that you can get much better returns if you invest in stocks directly. You will see people talk about the risk that comes with investment directly into stocks, but it's not really that risky unless and until you are um, speculating, or if you don't use any science behind your investments, if you invest based on tips, or if you invest randomly, then it becomes risky. Don't try to get returns overnight. Stock market is not a lottery. Okay, if you invest carefully, it is not as risky as you might think. So how do you decide which stocks to pick? Start by looking at long-term charts of stocks that you want to invest in or stocks that interests you. Make sure that these long-term charts are consistently showing growth. Now, the stock that you see on the screen right now is Asian Paint. And if you look at this stock, it grows consistently over a period of time, right? Let's take a look at another stock. Let's say TV Slab, right? Divislab is another stock that shows consistent growth over a period of time. Sure, there is a little bit of correction over here in, I don't know, 2017 and some correction here in 2020. But overall, if you look at the stock, it consistently grows. Let's say you look at TCS, right? Again, consistent growth over a period of time. HDFC Bank, again, consistent growth over a period of time. There are small areas of correction over here, which are actually fantastic opportunities for you to enter the stock market. And we'll talk about how to invest in just a bit. Now, once you have looked at the long-term charts of a particular stock and you see that there has been strong, consistent growth over the period of 20 years, you know for a fact that that's a good stock, right? What has given us consistent growth will continue to give us consistent growth. Once you have identified some good stocks, and make sure that the number of stocks that you identify is less than 10. Remember, there are hundreds of stocks out there. Even if you filter them out by doing trend analysis and then later on by doing fundamental analysis, you will still be left with a large number of stocks. Try not to invest in too many stocks. My good number is 10. 10 or less. Also, in this 10, make sure that the stocks that you have identified are from different industries. So, one or two from the banking, one or two from IT, one or two from pharma, one or two from metals, one or two from chemicals, and so on and so forth. So that in case if one industry goes down, like for example, when banking is correcting, you know, chemicals and pharma and steel is growing, or when steel is falling, chemical is growing. So that way, whatever is down, you can invest in that and take advantage of the correction. Whatever is up, you can, your money is basically growing. Once you have identified these 10 or less stocks, it brings us to step 3, which is how do you really get into the investment part? Now, what you have seen in this chart is the monthly chart or the long-term chart, so to speak. Now, I have a candlestick chart up here. You don't really have to understand candlestick chart in detail if you are a long-term investor. What you really need to understand is how the stock is going up and down. What you have in front of you on this chart is the monthly chart, which means each candlestick here is 1 month. It represents 1 month. But even if you are looking at a trend chart, a standard trend chart, it would basically show you how the stock is growing. Drill down. Now I am going into a daily chart. If you're looking at a trend chart, you would drill down, go deep into the short term and see how the stock is moving up and down, right? Buy when the stock is down, sell when the stock is up. It is literally that simple. Actually, in the long term, it doesn't really matter at what price you buy because over the next 10 years, your stock is definitely going to grow if you've chosen the right stock, right? Um, but if you really want to squeeze out the best performance out of your stock, then it would be a good idea to buy when it's down and sell when it's up. Now, it's really difficult to identify the bottom of the stock, and it takes a more detailed study. And it's a very, very interesting study, though. But even if you don't buy at the bottom, let's say you buy somewhere around here, and the stock continues to fall a little bit more, that's okay. Hold on to it. You're not in it for the short term, you're in it for the long term. Once you invest, even if it falls a little bit, ultimately it's going to grow. Just so you don't have to go hunting for multiple stocks and to make things easier for you and to give you a start, I will share a list of stocks that have shown consistent performance. However, like I always say, don't just listen to me. I am absolutely against investing based on tips. Do your own analysis. Look at the videos that I have already published on fundamental analysis. Look at the trend analysis videos as well. Do your own analysis. Look at the long-term charts, the medium-term charts, and short-term charts, and then select your top 10 stocks. That is all there is to it. It's literally that simple. A 3-step process. Step 1, decide the amount that you would like to invest every month. Step 2, identify 10 or less stocks that you would like to invest in. And step 3, buy when it's down and hold when it's up. Wait for 10 years and you will see magic happen in your portfolio. Remember the story of the gardener. To create a beautiful garden, you need to water the plants, weed them once in a while, and continue to do that for 100 years, and you will have a beautiful garden. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Um, I wish you best of luck, and I hope that we make a ton of money off the stock markets. Learn and have fun.